off-center, and vulnerable. This is what it's about. All regional plans are the same. You got 32 counties in 4 states: West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Ohio. That's a regional plan. 1 region, 1 vision. 16 counties. 1 valley, 1 vision. You got the 1 Bay Area, that's 9 counties. 9 counties and 7.5 million people. And you know what they did? They had some meetings. Come on down. They didn't put those in the paper until the day of, in a little tiny ad. The people who went to those meetings were the people who were invited to those meetings. Hey, can Greenbelt Alliance send 5 guys over here, and we need some people from the Planning Commission to show up, and we've got to have some Sierra Club people, and we want... Yeah, I bet they invited the Tea Party. Hey, Tea Party? No, the Tea Party is a special interest group as far as the American Planning Association is concerned. You're not just citizens. Okay, so this is where it's at. So they have these meetings. But I will just tell you for 1 minute, 9 counties in the San Francisco Bay Area, 7.5 million people. They had 9 meetings. They had seats for 100 people. In each one of those meetings, 900 people representing 7.5 million people. And most of the people in those meetings were invitees. So the few human beings that actually stumbled into those rooms were probably each representing about 500,000 people apiece. Well, we raised a little hell in those meetings. And you might have seen those YouTubes where we did take some YouTube videos and posted them. It's my name, Rosa Corey, near riot at Delphi meeting. And yeah, all right. You too can have the fun that I'm having. And you have. And you know what? It's great fun, isn't it? Isn't it stimulating to take back your country? So here you go. You've got Reality Check, Hampton Roads. May 10th. That's right, May 10th, just the other day. May 10th, 300 participants. Hampton Roads, 300 participants plotted on large maps without jurisdictional boundaries what they wanted to see on other people's property, right? Using yarn and Legos, whatever. Legos. You can tell I didn't play with that stuff. Legos or whatever. Lagos, isn't that the capital of Nigeria? Okay, so they were playing on your property, these people, with their crayons and their gold stars on maps with no jurisdictional boundaries to tell you where they thought it would be really cool to have jobs. Jobs. How many jobs are you going to have when you are so restricted in what you can do with land, where you have to pay so many punitive fees to be able to develop your property and to be able to bring your business in? You know, I could go on and on about this aspect of it, and I would love to, about how it is that if you're going to do tenant improvements and spend all that money to bring a tenant in, you want to know that you're going to get a return for your investment. And when you have to pay permit expediters, and when your tenants are not able to get use permits, and they're not able to bring in their business, or they get looked at, oh, you're a tattoo parlor. Well, it doesn't matter that half the town's got a tattoo on their butt. We don't want that. Okay, it hurts small business. Small ownership is penalized. Existing buildings are not usually built to the edge of the sidewalk, right? That is the preferred model, the preferred development model for United Nations Agenda 21, built right to the edge of the sidewalk. Well, you got parking in front? You want to remodel that building? Oh, you ain't getting a permit for that. So, higher costs for land and building, that impacts your ability to promote and develop jobs. Visioning on somebody else's property. Who's making money off this? Your public-private partnerships. You've got your consultants, you got your nonprofits that are funded by big mega corporations like Siemens, who gives grants and awards for trains for energy, for construction, public-private partnerships. You know what that means, public-private partnership? That means that you take the risk and somebody else makes the money. That's what that is. So, sustainable development, smart growth, is not just a building style, it's an ideology. That's what's heavy about it. It's an ideology. These transit villages, you thought you lived in a city, but you really live in a transit village, or you will. And that's going to be ringed with a food shed. And if you want, now here's speculation. A food shed is going to be a ring of land around a transit village. Now this is not speculation. This is true. I'll tell you when I'm speculating. Okay. That land around your transit village is going to be where your food comes from. You like Chilean apricots? Tough. You're not getting it. You're going to get whatever it is that grows in that food shed within like a 25-mile boundary around your transit village. How do they determine how big that has to be? How many people are going to be in a transit village? They calculate how many calories can be grown in that food shed. And then from that, they extrapolate the number of people who can live in that transit village. Now, here is speculation. That says to me that if we're talking about rationing, we're talking about if you want to move there, you're going to have to wait till somebody leaves or dies. You want to have a baby? Well, you get in line and you wait. You want to move to another transit village? You're going to have to get permission. Are you going to have a card on you, your ID, to say whether you can eat or not? This is a concern. Now, I'm not making this up. Okay, we're back to fact now. That was my speculation. Transit, you can look at food sheds on the Cornell University website. Look at food sheds. Okay, we're talking about social engineering and government subsidies. We've got winners and losers. Winners and losers are not just developed out of the economy, out of the free market, as it were. They are chosen. They are developed. They are picked with no recourse loans. So if you lose, if your speculation is bad, we pay. Okay? Now, these visionary meetings are rigged, and you know it. So, I want you to know something. I will have to look at my little notes here and take them off. This is what you need to know. You've got a ballot initiative that's coming up. You've got a ballot amendment coming up in November, and it is the ballot amendment to stop eminent domain abuse in Virginia. It doesn't go far enough, but it must be supported. You want to stop eminent domain abuse, and that is eminent domain for redevelopment purposes. When I take your property and give it to another individual, that is abuse. The Kelo decision in 2005 was a shock to the entire nation. Now, this book is a little free download. It's on my website, which is Democrats Against UN Agenda 21.com. I know you could type that. Okay. You could do it. Yeah, you could do it. Okay, it's redevelopment. Yeah, this was written by a Republican, so it's okay. The guy's now an assemblyman in California. It's an excellent little book. It's got cartoons. It's got charts. Oh my goodness. Check it out, man. $96 billion in redevelopment debt in California, and it was doubling every 10 years. Think that has an impact on your being able to keep your streetlights on? So when you've got redevelopment, and now I'm going to tell you about how this works in a half a second, but I just want you to know that cities, municipalities are reneging on their bond debt. When you have a city or a county that's not paying off on their municipal bonds on your safe investment, what do you think that does to the whole fabric of the financial world the structure of our government. When you can't count on your municipal bond to be paid off. Yeah, I got a quote from a guy who says, you can't get blood from a turnip. Let's see, who's that? That's the city manager for the city of Hercules. He says, yeah, we're reneging on our bonds, and actually it doesn't bother us that much. We got the money. We don't care if you're getting paid off. So the bond brokers are like, oh yeah, we're going to break your legs. We're going to break everybody in town's legs, if you don't pay off. So hey, what are we going to do? We're not going to support it. Please do not be stupid and follow along the bad track that has been created by California and other states. You do not want to support redevelopment because redevelopment is an implementation arm of United Nations Agenda 21. It is a funding mechanism for Agenda 21 because it takes your increasing property tax dollars. You're still paying more property tax dollars every year, but at a certain year, the amount is frozen that goes into your general plan, your general fund, that goes to your state, that goes to pay for your parks, your police and fire, your roads, your hospitals, pensions. People fighting about pensions here like crazy. Can't keep your streetlights on, your parks are dead. Redevelopment money is diverted for 30 to 45 years. You think that is sustainable? Are you protecting your future generations? You're indebting them. Like I said to you today, you're going to be a grandpa before that stuff's paid off, honey. That's right. What are you, about 20? That's right. Yes, that's right. Newtown. That look familiar, Newtown? This place in your community, you've got real community, and you're going to develop artificial Disneylandia community. You're going to get rid of people who've been there for a long time. And you're going to bring in people who don't have that sense of commitment to the location, because why? Because that's what you want. You want people who aren't committed to their neighbors. You want people who don't care if you lose your property. That's what you want when you're supporting Agenda 21. You want people who are not going to raise their heads. People who are going to go along to get along. People who are just going to say, well, I don't know who lives next door to me. I don't care. You know what? It gets worse. You thought there was 50 states. No. There's 11 megaregions. Okay? 11 megaregions. Virginia is part of the Northeast megaregion, which is 142 counties, 62,000 square miles, and 50 million people. Go to America2050.org and you will see this. This is a project of a huge planning association. Portions of 8 states: New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, DC, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Virginia, Connecticut, and Delaware. That's your region. Most of them are ICLEI cities. Loss of jurisdictional boundaries, unelected boards and commissions, diversion of transportation and property tax money and tax money. Cascadia is the Northwest megaregion. That includes, what does it include? Oregon, Washington, and part of Canada. The Southern California one includes part of Mexico. This is a megaregion. You're being told that unless you knuckle under to this, you just don't want economic development. You don't support that. It's 26% of our nation's landmass. 26% is all of our nation's landmass, and 74% of the population. What about that other 74% of the land?